Hello everyone and welcome to your tarot reading 1111. I might do this one on my other channel too. I'm not sure yet, but okay. If you are new to my channel, please remember to like and subscribe. I have two channels, Enchanted World of Twin Flame and Your Tarot Reading 1111, so please subscribe to both. Okay, today we're going to do a general reading, but before I do that, I want to say that I am on vacation, and those that have been with me for a long time know that I love to travel. And whenever I go to beautiful places, I like to try and capture it on my camera here or in the background of the reading. And hopefully you guys can see we are looking at a view of my beautiful infinity pool right outside the door here, and then beyond that of beautiful Cabo. So that is your background there. Try to lift it up a little so you could see, but we're going to do a reading and we're going to tap into the energy. So in case you guys have wondered why I haven't done a reading in a few days, that is why. And yeah, honestly, for me, I needed to get away, travel, see the world, be somewhere else than where I was. And it's been a very good shift for me. So we're going to do general reading first and see what cards come up. All right. I did do a reading the other night and I didn't post it, but one of the reasons was because it was heavy. I did want to. It was heavy, and I was really wanting the energies to pass. I was also going to say, sometimes there's great big cruise lines that come through here, and so you might see that in the back. So look for that. But okay, so heavy reading because the energy's been really heavy is what I was saying. And it seems like things are, there's a lot of pressure. Okay, I'll say that. There's a lot of pressure around situations, decisions. And I feel that the overall energy here that we get is the Two of Wands. It's because we need to change the way we see something, or the way that we see a situation. So something came in and it was just this energy in your face. This is like when somebody comes at you and you know you're going to have to defend yourself. Maybe you see them coming like in this way of wanting to fight with you, or somebody that's like very aggressive and they're about to slap you. But there's an energy like that where you see it first, and you can pick up a sense of what it is, like how somebody's coming at you. Like say that, for example, there's somebody that's angry at you and like they're about to slap you, and so you understand that perhaps it's because of something that was said. So this person heard something that was said and they're angry with you and they want to slap you, and so it's like they're taking out their rage and anger, and they can't control how they feel about this. Like they just really want to hit you. And you know, it's interesting because I never really have described something that way, but it's an energy that somebody is like within them is exploding, or it's coming to its climax, or the point of like it needs to make an impression, on this person. It needs to have it's supposed to be something, again, that shifts somebody's perception. But I feel like for a lot of people, it's hitting their egos. Okay, and so it's like spirit is trying to get them to see something, but it's almost like they can't because of self-limiting beliefs, because of how like overinflated somebody's ego is for some. For others, it's anger issues. So this just like really piqued their anger. And for others of them, It's to make a decision. And we all know that people that live in a lot of chaos in their mind, it's like they can't make a decision because it's their undecisiveness. It has to do with anxiety at the core of that. And so that has to do with the nervous system at the core of that. And that has to do with some unresolved either trauma for them growing up, where maybe they go into like this state of deer in headlights, or they just can't, they don't know how to deal with this in a mature manner. They revert back to this sort of coping that is not really coping. It's more of just being stuck in an energy or going straight into anger. It's like a child that is put in a corner, for example, and they're asked to stand still or sit still, and they can't. They just pout and make it worse. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. They don't know what to do with them. And this situation, they're dealing with their emotions. I feel like Spirit has pinned them in this place, because we get to see the Four of Swords here, where they have to deal with themselves and their emotions. And this sort of mess here that they got themselves into, it's come back on them. So it's interesting because you see the Four of Swords in reverse, something that boomeranged, something that reverted back, something that came back. And again, we know what that's called. It's called karma. It's like this person, I feel that, again, they can't have a change in perspective here. That's the lesson in the sense of what Spirit is trying to teach them. So they're unable to have this change in perception, because to have this change, their ego has to die. And so they're working overtime to save face, to, again, because I picked up that energy of something you said that really bruised their ego, is one of the things that is coming up really strongly. But you created this battle for them. So it's a battle of the mind. I want to say that first, because we see the swords in this position here. But you also have an external. So whatever is going on internally for this person, and we're going to pick up more cards, so we're going to get more information on it. It's also happening externally for this person. Okay, so I also want to say, when I have a lot of energy coming through me, a lot of times it's like I'm talking too fast and I need to slow down. So I'm trying to do that. The world has come back on this person's shoulders. So the world in reverse there, where a person has two wands. So they've taken those two wands from this person. This person was very undecisive about something. They weren't able to make a decision. I feel like this person may have gone somewhere, reverted like into a hermit place, somewhere where they're just alone. They didn't want to be bothered because so many things are coming at them. Angry people, but it's also words come back, situations come back, things that have, I almost think this person put a lot of things in motion, but it was like all to boost their ego, to boast is the other thing I get. Is very egotistical person here, but you're also dealing with somebody that doesn't want you to see beyond the mask. So it's not only you, though. There's a lot of other people that are seeing the very same thing that you're seeing. There's a lot of other people that are in the background of this story. So you really brought something to light recently for a person that turned this person's world upside down. And I feel that somebody had this chaos in their mind, and they were maybe a control freak, always trying to control their environment or control people or manipulate people. And now they're having to be in this space alone. It's like spirit did this. They isolated them because they're running away right now from problems. They're running away from situations that they created. And so they're in this place of having to feel the chaos that they brought to people's lives. They're having to feel what it feels like when rumors get back to people and there's confrontation or things are said. Because again, I feel like there's a lot of boasting of the ego. This person is doing a lot of self-promotion. And it's all because it started here with you. And you mirrored to this person something that perhaps nobody ever had before. And I feel that what you mirrored to them was a very authentic person. This world, the person in the world is like the Temperance card. So those two energies sort of coincide with each other in this way that you're authentic, you have pure intention, and you naturally attract things to you, but it's also because you plant those seeds with intention, with good intention. This person is the exact opposite of you, but they do the same thing, only in darkness. So they get people's attention, but it's by bringing other people down and sort of standing on them so they can look good. So this is the kind of stuff that's coming back on them. They plant all of these seeds, and it's like maybe they're using like a micro sort of seed because people don't really see it until it grows. It starts to grow in their garden, and then it's like the bigger picture of this, because it's almost like somebody that will give a compliment to everybody, and on the outside it looks like, oh my gosh, that person's so nice, but then you happen to walk into the back room and you hear that compliment that they just gave was in actuality like putting that person down, but they thought they were, they were being funny, but really they're just trying to get attention. And this is what they do to get attention. They have to bring somebody down to make themselves look good. And so people are seeing that intention. It's like somebody that is really that has an anger issue. So this person in actuality has like a mean spirit or a hardened heart, but they don't want people to see that. They've always tried to cover this up. So you come along and you're this person that is very authentic, and authentic in a way that this person actually wishes they were, because that's what they really want, is that attention, but they have to go about it the hard way. They have to get it through like putting in a lot of effort. They have to put a lot of effort into this mask that they wear, and it's exhausting. I feel that you can put on a show, a performance, and at first it's fun. It's fun to get that kind of attention, right? But when you have to start doing something like, for example, for work, like performing all the time, like you have to be on all the time, and this person doesn't have a balanced energy. So remember, there's anger issues underneath this. There's somebody that's attention seeking, wanting attention all the time, and so therefore they're doing this, that, and the other. And it's like storytelling. So they become like a really good storyteller to get, people's attention. But they have to use other people. So it's like over here, they're your friends, but over here, they're this group of friends, and these two groups are not friends. And so you can't be friends with both, because either you're talking about this group, these people with this group, or you're doing it over here, or you're doing it to both. And this person has just got all of this kind of mix up in their life. Again, it stems from confusion of who they are, and it stems from this sort of cover up of identity, but that stems from childhood, and that stems from trauma. It stems from having parents that were emotionally unavailable, first of all, because it created some instability in a person, like on a very fundamental level. And then also wounds around that of not being good enough. So now they're trying to prove themselves, and they're people pleasing, and they're like overly, like they themselves, though, on an emotional level, don't really feel. So it's like they have to exaggerate or over sort of exaggerate, if it's emotions, if it's like, always sort of laughing, but it's not genuine, it's not real. And this is what irks this person about you so much, is that there's so much genuineness to you. So there's let's see what Spirit wants to say about that. I was going to say there's a jealousy, but let's see. Yes, I feel like this person, they're very deeply attracted to you, but they're very jealous of you at the same time. So there's a conflict within that. And I feel that maybe this person just doesn't understand love, and that on the very foundation of their being is what Spirit is trying to show them, what love is and what love isn't. And I feel like this person thinks of love as chaos. They think of love as a like competition too, is the other thing I get for this person. And they think of love as having to earn it. So somehow here, it's like you fell off of this person's sort of radar in some sense, because you were not trying to earn this person's love anymore. But we're going to get into that, because I feel that this energy here, the Five of Wands, is very significant to understanding. So this person wanted to keep their options open. Their intentions were with money. But even here, Spirit is telling us, I was only going to get 2 clarifiers, but Spirit is telling us right away that this person's karma came right back to them. And the karma had to do here with finances, money, because they might have seen you as a means to an end. They might have seen you as a meal ticket. They might have seen you in this way of, it was always scheming, always strategizing. And so you fit until you didn't. And I feel like what happened was there was this way of seeing love for this person that, again, it has to do with genuine. That wasn't genuine. That wasn't authentic. And so they couldn't hold you, like they couldn't hold your energy anymore. And we're going to read into your energy, but you see it here with some kind of financial like incentive for them here. And what happened, again, remember that this is very karmically linked. And as I was saying, that I did a reading, and the card here that was in this position the other day, I don't want to post it because it was too heavy, but the card in this position was the Seven of Swords. So today we have the Five of Wands. So it's betrayal. It wasn't just to you, though. It's to a group of people here. So the betrayal for them is going to come in this way of it's karma back to them about you, karma back to them about, I feel that somebody feels very betrayed, like there might have been another love interest, and this person also saw something, like they felt like they were also like an option to this person. This person had to show their true colors with this World card here too, in this way where they had to get out of this mess they created. This is probably this person's way of being, like they've been like this for a long time, but this was like next level. Something that they did was next level and mature. Something that they did was next level careless. Something that they did was next level ridiculous, like in some kind of story or scheme. I also feel that this person might have gotten themselves in a bad investment, because right away you see that energy of them being left out in the cold. So it was like their scheming ways, their sort of player energy here. They went and played around in some other situation or karmic link here, because there's another person. But you see that this person has their back to this person, and this person is on crutches now. And not only on crutches, like they're injured, one of their feet is injured. So it's like this person is sabotaging here. That's the energy of sabotaging. They're sabotaging all of these different sort of doors that they opened with people. So there's all these connections, relationships associated here. So they're sabotaging themselves, ultimately, self-sabotage, self-deception, self-inflicted wounds. I feel like this person is, when I see the crippled leg, it reminds me of diabetic, somebody that's diabetic. So somebody that has like an amputation or is not taking care of themselves, not taking their insulin. And so they're putting themselves in a position where they might have to amputate the leg. You also see that they've got injuries on the head. So this is, again, a person that is very bruised in the mind, in the sense of this is a person that knows. This is a person that's very intelligent also, but they're not emotionally intelligent, which we see that energy here. But in the mind, they're very good at scheming. They're very good at reading people, because since they were young, they've had to figure that out. They've had to, if it was a child that had trauma related to like parents that were drug addicts, they always had to read, the energy of that parent to know where to be and how to stay over here if they needed to, or how to go hide, under their bed if they needed to, or, that kind of energy where they got really good at sensing, like almost like their nervous system was on overdrive. And so this person's nervous system is just on overdrive all the time, trying to figure out where this person's pulse is at and that person's pulse is at. So always sort of scanning a room, feeling everybody's energy. They might be really quiet, but this is, how they're sensing, and it's almost like they've become a very good hound dog type of person. So but their mind is bruised, and they know this now that they're an adult. They know that they really need to see a psychologist to figure this out in themselves, because this isn't the first time around. This is a time when they did it to the wrong person, and in the sense where this is karmically linked. It's not that you have a revengeful sort of nature spirit. It's that other people do in their circle, and other people will seek revenge against them. But in your case with this person, they're trapped in their mind about what they did to betray you. They're trapped in their mind about the love that they experienced with you that is now gone. They're trapped in their mind about the heart that they sold out, because now you've gone cold with them when you were their strength and you were their like safe haven. You were this home on the other side of the cathedral. The lights are on. It's warm inside, and they're outside, and they're with this person that is the same person from childhood that is emotionally unavailable, that is closed off, that is cold. They're like stone. This person that they've always wanted to win their love. They've always wanted to get their attention, and for this person to see their worth, and this person will never look at them, because this person has a hardened heart. This person is cold, like a stone cold. And like you see this person walking in the snow with no shoes, and she's like a what is it called? Like almost like a phantom energy, somebody that really shouldn't even be alive anymore because they've abused themselves and their bodies so much that really there's like a dark or a demon spirit in them, and that demon spirit is what's alive, but the person's soul is gone. So this is the person that they're trying to get love and affection and attention from, and they'll never get it because they don't have it. They can't hold that in this very low vibration. Like this person's soul is gone. It's not even there. So I feel that for a lot of these people that we're reading for, there's this thirst that can't be quenched. They actually were able to taste it, to get like a taste of love through you, but they also are not able to hold love. They have way too much sort of internal damage. There's too much programming that it's like a computer that has like a lot of junk stuff on it, and it just needs to be cleared out, but this person does not know how to clear themselves out. So they are very triggered by you right now. We got this Page of Swords in reverse, and I feel that this person both loves to look at your stuff to feel you out. Again, remember, this person is very strategic, very scheming, feels things through their gut, really. And so, like, they've gotten really good at it. They're like a lie detector because it was like their life depended on them being that way. So this person watches you. Like, at first they were watching you because they wanted to know what you knew, maybe. They wanted to feel into you without having to confront you or without having to have a conversation. I feel like the confrontational energy here, they didn't want you to get confrontational with them. this person had done so much self-harm in the sense of sabotage. But remember, this is both internal and external. The external part of this is what's showing up really clearly right now. So I feel that right now this person is very triggered by you. They don't really want to see what you're doing or want to look you up, but they still are, because you are the source for them. And let me ask about your energy. But I feel that it's here. It's sort of written in that energy for your energy, where spirit has lifted you out of this person's world. It's also in this energy here of these cards. You're giving a lot of this love back to yourself. You've changed your view on this. This person is burdened by it, by the having to change your perception. So here you are now. I feel like you're doing to them what they were doing to you, maybe. Like, I feel like this person is extremely greedy. This person was maybe trying to use you for your money or something you had. And you're over here doing really well. You're in the King of Pentacles energy now, and the Four of Pentacles, which means that you're holding on to what you have, because this person was draining you. They were draining you because they knew that that you loved them, because they knew that you cared about them. I feel like you are probably the only person that has ever shown this person love, not toxic, non-toxic love. Okay. Judgment has come over this situation, and I feel like that's why, and it was in reverse when we asked about you, but it's directly above them. Judgment has come over the situation, why you've been sort of taken out of this person's energy. These people here, they're rising up, they're being called. This is Archangel Gabriel. This is, for me, it reminds me of the medical field, or like healing. So you are being called up, and here also is this part of, we have to open up our emotional body to be able to get to this place. The 10-10 energy too, you're definitely finishing out a cycle with this person. We also see it here in the World card. So basically, you've taken your power back, but also you've taken your love out of this person's life, and this person is left with the greed that they were trying to siphon from you, financially siphon from you. So that was cut off. So they're left with their greed, and they're left with burdens. They're left with also having to see and watch as you rise in this energy. And I feel that that was also a way for this person to sort of manipulate you and other people. They have something over other people, or maybe this has to do with like work and having authority over another. So their controlling ways, though, is what is going to get them in trouble. Their manipulative ways, their scheming ways, their strategic sort of way of doing something always to benefit themselves, and making it look like they're doing for others, when really it's only ever about this person's ego. So it's also a false sense of self. A phony energy is what I get. And this is the things that are coming out. I feel like people are talking about this person also behind their back, because you have people over here that are all part of this story. There are people over here that were used, that this person saw as options, like I'll have a little of this, a little of that. And people are not toys. They're not to be played with and tinkered with and used. And these people, because this person doesn't have emotions or the ability to sort of understand emotions, I feel like they're emotionally very immature, but they're emotionally they were emotionally stunted. Their growth was stunted when they were very young. And so this person reminds me of like a psychopath's energy or a sociopath, where they over exaggerate things because their trauma does not allow them to feel things. This person's ability to sense another person's emotions is very, very heightened, but their own emotions, for the most part, have been spared because they don't ever let themselves get too close to feel. Feeling for them feels very scary. They're more used to chasing after this empty vessel. So there is no love. They're suffocated. They've been suffocated from love, like I feel maybe for their whole lives. And so they seek it in these ways of superficial, through sex. Maybe a lot of them have like sex addictions because it's a way for them to feel but not get too close. So they don't ever stay too long to get close enough. But so they'll abuse themselves, they abuse their bodies. This person is very into self-inflicted wounding, is what I feel. So that's gonna also come through in like self-medication, so self-medicating. So they're using whatever sort of numbs them, right? But in this connection with you, in this situation, ship, we'll say, they got too close. You actually showed them love. They felt love through you. And so they were wounded. You opened up this door for them that is allowing them to feel things, allowing them to see the consequences of their actions, allowing them to, they are having this shift in the sense of understanding that karma is real, because right now everything is coming against them. They've been called to this place of judgment, and you're moving away from them. Like you are moving on, you're moving away. And so the one time that they did experience something real, they didn't know what to do with it. And I feel like you were giving this person a chance. You were wanting them to prove something different to you, but they couldn't, because there were too many parts of this sort of puzzle that came together for you to see the bigger picture of what this was. And justice here, mirroring their energy of the Four of Swords. So they're having to sit in the mess that they created. And meanwhile, there's justice for you. Meanwhile, you have the Six of Pentacles here. And the scales have balanced for you. In both of these cards, the scales have balanced for you. So if this person was spiritually stealing from you financially, like they were using you, that has reversed and reverted back onto this person, and now you're getting everything that was held from you. Also, if you were being blocked from financial reward, if you were being blocked from blessings, if you were being blocked from an ability to, what I hear is like multiply your money. It was like you were stunted in this while you were with this person. And I feel that this has to do with this person's toxic energy, and it has to do with the darkness of this person that's connected to this, because there's a codependency here, and there's a dark energy that's attached to this person through somebody else. And this person is very wounded. There's trauma bonds. I feel like there's a trauma bond here with this person. That's what it is. There's a trauma bond that this person needs to, they're going to need to go to therapy. They're going to have to hit rock bottom. That's what I get, because what they're banking on is that I feel that they might have projected onto you that like you drain them, but really they knew they were doing that to you. They're having to stand here on their own now because your energy's gone, and this energy is like a black hole. So this person knew this already. This person knew this about this person, but somehow and for some reason, and because of the trauma bond, this person is always drawn back to that people pleasing, that trying to get this person's attention, look at me. And that's, again, that attention seeking behavior. That's where it comes from. And this person will never change. This person is seeking approval, and it's an approval that they'll never get from this person. And so instead, they'll try to give this person money. They'll try to get their attention in these ways that this person in actuality is only using them and is only making this trauma more real for this person. This person needs to wake up. They need to wake up and see that they're feeding a demon, and they need to see the reality of their situation. So we're going to read this card. Yeah, this person has lost balance of their life. They've lost control of their lives. They've lost control over their emotions too. They're up and down and up and down. I feel like this person may be bipolar, undiagnosed bipolar. I feel like this person may also like have drug addiction, or some kind of where they're self-medicating. So they have addictions also that make them even worse. So up and down, up and down. So for example, like if they go down and they drink, they will hit like really, really low lows, to the point of, we got the death card here, but it's a double energy of death though, because you see it here where there's a coffin here. So this person's sort of addiction to, if it's, getting attention, I feel like that's a very dangerous road for them too, because it involves their finances. So they're getting tied up. They're like bound to this. It's like a black hole. They're throwing their money into a black hole. And so this is making them very unstable, because I feel like this person depends a lot on, like, their stability is through money. And so when you throw off their money, it makes them feel extremely unstable. And that's what this person's doing. But this person is very unstable. I feel like this person's also drug addicted. There's some kind of demon that lives there. So it has to be alcohol or drugs. And it's like this person wants to take this other person down with them. It seems to me like this other person, it could be a parent, It could be because, again, it's like a trauma bond of some kind where the trauma bond is so strong that it's overtaking this person. It's clouding their judgment. It's bringing them down a very dark path. And everything that they're doing right now is very dark. So they're doing things that is hurting them. Mainly right now, I feel like they're hurting themselves. And I feel that you were always this stable person for them, but without you in their lives, they don't have stability. And so they're making a lot of really bad choices here. Ooh, yeah, the King of Cups comes up here. I feel that this person is also being manipulated through their emotions. So it reminds me of like when somebody drugs somebody to get them to either like stay in a drug-induced state so they can steal from them, or so they can like pimp them, or whatever they're doing. This is just a very, very toxic energy. And this person needs to wake up. I feel that like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. It's all being reflected. And I feel like your energy down here is very protected. And I feel like you being taken out of this person's life was a blessing. Like you did not realize how much of a blessing this was. I feel that it was painful for a lot of you guys. It's painful for a lot of you even now, because there's a light that's shining over the situation for what it is, and it wasn't what you thought it was. This person, if they walked away from you, they didn't walk away from you because they didn't love you. There was a soul recognition. There was a recognition of a bond that you had with this person. And I feel that this person knows that you came into their life. It was like you sort of swept them off their feet. They didn't know what hit them. And now they just can't stop thinking about you. And this person's karma right now also is to see you coming up. Like they tried to hold you down. They tried to manipulate you. They tried to control you through money. And you were removed. You were uplifted. You have freedom from this situation, and this person is bound to this karma that they're in, and their money is also bound to it. So the karma, though, is them watching you come up. For them, it was like they hurt you, but they didn't. They wanted to watch you suffer because it was like an ego boost for them. But you got away. You got away from this situation. You saw it for what it was, for the toxicity. This person never wanted to show you this sort of trauma bond that is a part of their lives. And they wanted to do that to you. They wanted to create this very sort of toxic, I want to say like a love situation that was toxic. They love bombed you. They made you think that they were invested. It was like they worked really hard to create this emperor that they never were. So the emperor archetype is like somebody that's responsible, somebody that's like naturally gifted, that is good at stuff. It was like everything that they did, it was very strategic. It was very thought out. It was very methodical. It was very intended to make you feel special, intended to make you sort of fall in love with them, but they only wanted to trap you. They didn't want you to see the reality. They wanted to trap you. They wanted to hurt you like they have been hurt in love. And again, remember, this person is somebody that's very wounded, and they need, in this situation, you were, again, very protected in all ways, emotionally as well. I mean, you went through what you went through, but I feel that you also were able to have this moment with it, to understand that this was a past life connection, to understand that them walking away is really them rejecting themselves, like them rejecting love for themselves, because they can't hold it. They don't have the ability to be in love without it shining the trauma that this person has inside of them. So they brought down the house. They brought down this relationship, the Tower to the Four of Wands. They self-sabotage, but because they are so destructive within themselves, they sabotage everything around them. It makes me think of like a situation with this person where, and this is like way too much information, but it was like whenever this certain person that I'm thinking of would wear certain clothes, they would always make this hole in the clothes, and it was like, why in that same spot is there always a hole? And it's like the chemistry of their body, and that's just how that is, metaphorically speaking. This person, there's a lot of flaws to this person. There's this sort of a chemical imbalance. So there's a chemical imbalance that this person exudes, but they don't want anybody to see it. So now karma is, the Queen of Wands is my karma card, but karma is knocking on their door, and karma knows your address. So the High Priestess and Strength, I feel like there's going to be a balance in this situation. For you, you've gotten your strength back. This has made you a stronger person. It's made you look at things very different. We're going to go back to this card of, the way we see things. It makes you see people different, the world different, relationships different. But it's made you very strong. And it's also a big lesson of your spiritual journey here. And you cannot tame this energy of this person. This is beyond something that love can fix. This is something that this person has to go through on their own. They have to fight their own sort of battles and demons. They have to also, they can't use you anymore. They can't use your energy. You have the cross in front of you. And you also have a lot of ancestral sort of energy coming through for you. This was also something that needed to be broken in a generational curse type of energy. And you'll never be in a connection that is not equal. I feel like for some of you, this was also something that brought up wounding for you, where it allowed you to see maybe a deeper level of a wound that needed to be healed. And so you went within and you did your healing on yourself. You moved away from this situation and you're going towards a new beginning. I think there's a lot of celebration energy around you, as much as this person wants to bring you down and say whatever they're saying about you, because there's a lot of projection from this person's energy. People are seeing things about this person. I think a lot of people are seeing their emotional instability. I think that their drugs and alcohol are catching up with them in a very real way. I feel like a lot of people will be affected by their own doing, like their own words are coming back. But a lot of people are seen through this person. It's not just you. I know you had a big aha moment. You had to level up, and it happened very quickly. Spirit wasn't going to let you stay here. You've come out victorious while the Wheel of Fortune has shifted for this person. And you see the devil is with them. So they're going down a rabbit hole pretty quickly here. The King of Wands shows up. Again, it's karma. The karma is affecting their financial. They're in sort of financial ruins. And look at this. What's really, really triggering this person, the Seven of Swords energy that I told you was in this position the other day I did the reading, and in that position now is the Five of Wands. So it's their scheming ways. I feel like all of the stars are aligning. This is in the sense of, I feel that every house, like zodiac sense, for this person is somehow affected by their own karma, by their own doing. So their karma, though, coming back. But this time, it's on an emotional level. And for this person, this is the first time that they've ever been affected so heavily through their own decision. So it's self-sabotage, and this is what they need to see. They manifested this situation, and what they did to you has somehow come back to haunt them. And then we get the burdens that they try to put on you are now on them, emotionally speaking. Again, the sword that they put in front of you, I feel like that same sword. So if this was a person, is their own karma. So that person that they put in front of you is their own karma. They bought this, okay? They brought this upon themselves, but literally they bought this person, not knowing that this person was a karmic demon. In actuality, they thought it was like a genuine connection, love connection, but the Two of Cups, I feel like, are soulmate connections. But I feel like all of this now, all of the burdens, everything that has come upon them, it's judgment really that's come upon them, but also they get to understand who this person is. Like, they're going to understand their own trauma bonds, where they've been blind to it in the past. And they're going to have to sit in this energy for a long time, trying to figure out why they make decisions the way they do, why they self-sabotage, why they have so many burdens, why they can't sleep at night, why their anxiety is so high, why this coping mechanism that they've always relied so heavy on is no longer something that in their adult life is helping them. It's something that is destroying them from the inside out. And then finally, we get the Empress in reverse and the Nine of Cups. I feel like a lot of them are drinking a lot, but mainly the energy is that you've come up in this situation. For a lot of you, you found new love. If you're not there, it's more of like self-satisfaction. They thought that they were going to do this to you, and they're the ones that are in that energy, and they're stuck in their own mess. They're stuck in their own doing. They're stuck in their own, it was like a performance or a play that they were trying to be the star of, and they are the star of this play, but they turned out to be, what is that? The Joker. Okay, the last message. And this is about you now. This person's energy towards you. So this person, I feel that for a lot of them, they think about you a lot, like what could have been. They destroyed the connection, and it's gone now. You're gone. And so there's just a lot of thoughts about you. And for this person, they go back and forth between being mad at you, being in love with you, hating you, loving you. Again, it goes back to their sort of way of seeing love. And I also heard it's like what they do with like love connections. It's chaos to them. It's pushing someone away and then wanting to be chased. It's like they were stuck in a young love, like a very childish, immature energy, very childlike. This person might be very childlike too. You might think, you might have been attracted to that about this person, like, oh, you know, that childlike quality that they have, but it really is because they're stuck in a trauma from that time. And so they kind of, they stay there. Also, I feel like when you trigger that in this person, that trauma, this is when they leave. So you triggered something within a person where they left thinking that they can have this go away, or being able to put this on the shelf to deal with at some other time in their life. But it just came on very, very strong for them. So you triggered this for this person. And this person got stuck in like this net here. And they're stuck to this trauma bond. And it's like they've eaten from the apple. I feel like that person is really manipulative, and so they're just stuck. They're literally stuck in a place where they don't want to be. There's this maze. They're stuck in their mind is what they're stuck in. And they're wearing all these masks, but look, they're two-faced. They're the sun and the moon. They're hot and cold. And you see that the ego is fading away here. They're very bruised. You can't see this person's eyeballs. It's like they're not there. This person actually has 3 faces. You can see that side, and then the actual face there. So this is a mouth, that's a mouth, that's a mouth. So it's just showing all of these different sides of themselves, but they're completely empty. They don't know who they are, is what I get. And in this maze, I saw it here too. It's like they're trying to find themselves here, and they know that you're a clue to this for them. I feel like some of you may be dealing with your twin flame. You may be dealing with a situation where you're awakening a person, but this person is watching you. As much as it triggers them and it makes them like just go into this place of really being stuck in their minds. I also get, let me see. This person is like way overthinking. Yeah, they're way overthinking. Like they thought they had figured you out. They thought that you would run back to them, come back to them, that it was a matter of time and they were going to wait it out. But they lost the best thing that they ever had. This was a blessing. You were a blessing from universe for this person. And I think that that is what ultimately is coming forward for them. They feel lost. This person is stuck in this pattern of overthinking everything. They can't trust themselves. They can't think for themselves. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go from here. They're completely lost in their lives, because this is also whatever's happening internally is happening externally for them as well. And I feel like this person, they feel like a pressure. They're in a pressure cooker, and it's like a cuckoo clock. It's only a matter of time. They're either going to lose their control over something. They're going to lose their senses about themselves. So like their ability to mask the reality of their lives. I feel like they've come to a point of I want to say maybe a psychotic break, but I did say psychic. Maybe some of them are seen like psychics. They feel so lost. They don't know what this is. They feel like they're cursed right now. They feel like they might be under like black magic, but it's really karma. But they're lovesick. They're also not able to connect to you, so they're unaware of your like what you're doing, where you're at. And they're so used to sort of relying on this to give them it's just like an ego boost for them. And so they feel lost in all ways. There is no direction for this person. There is no direction. And I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to do, actually, to get them to this place where they're going to have to trust the universe to be able to have a new beginning, to take the leap of faith. But instead of like climbing the stairs up to the glass house, they're going down, and they're going down into like despair. They're supposed to elevate, like to get to this place where they could see above it, but they can't come out from the confusion. They can't come out from the chaos. They can't come out from their depression. They can't come out from the darkness. They can't come out of this maze of their mind. And so I feel like it's affecting this person emotionally. Obviously, it's affecting this person's ability to just act normal, even. Like they can't fake it. They can't pretend. You saw that mask here. It's like this person feels like everyone can see them, can see through them. We also had that temperance energy. It's also shown here in this card, that sort of like where they're on full display. They're on full display. Again, they sort of created this stage that they're on, and so it's a glass house now, and everybody could see them breaking down like a little bit at a time, but it's not really a little bit at a time. It's like their house of cards is coming down, but the glass house. So I feel like this encompasses everything. It's like their higher self is trying to tell them that this is the right way for them to go within and look at all of these things so that they can get out of these trauma bonds, so they can be released from that toxicity that has become their life. And the hitting rock bottom is where they're headed, and it's like Spirit is really trying to direct them in this way of trust the universe. Everything happens for a reason, and you'll understand why this has happened to you, but you have to trust the universe. And instead, they're trying to hide, they're trying to manipulate, they're trying to, like, they double down. But I feel that for a lot of them, the strength isn't even there. As I say that, the strength isn't there. Like, they're just in this mind warp. Wormhole is the other thing that I've been getting for them. They feel like there's something not right with their mind, and they feel like they're losing control. They feel like in their sort of fits of rage and anger, they're going to do something that's going to get them in trouble. For some of them, in their manic state, they're going to do something that is out of character and might get them, in the hospital or in a psych ward. For some of them, their depression is going to get them to a place where they're just going to get addicted in that space of not wanting to be seen, or not wanting to face the world, not wanting to face all of the reality of this glass house that they're in now. So, one last message, Spirit, for this reading, and we'll close it. I've been talking for a long time. A last message for you guys. So, if you're wondering the truth about this situation, it's that you were a soul connection, and you were meant to come into this person's life to be this mirror to this person, and you were supposed to reflect to them love, and whatever love is to them is what's being reflected to them in the mirror. So that is the reading I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.